You want me to center it, or you're?
Nope, you're
Okay,
good.
thank you. Well, I'll call the meeting to, the Planning Commission meeting, Monday, April 11th. It is now like 4:05. So, do you want me, I'll just call roll, or do you want to call roll?
I don't care.
Well, you should then.
Mayor Reeser,
Here.
Mr. Wagner is absent. Mr. Basinger,
Present.
Mr. Tyner,
Present.
Mr. Thiel.
Present.
Okay, do I have a motion to excuse Mr. Wagner?
I'd like to make a motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right.
Who was that, Mayor? I'm sorry.
I think Al,
I,
Mr. Basinger made the motion, Denny made the second?
Okay.
Good enough, okay?
sorry about that.
It's all right. Now, we have minutes in front of us. I found a couple errors. December 6, 2021, the law director was not Rob Ratliff. It was Brian Gernrich. Okay? And I just found a typo. Mr. Hill continued statin, so I'm not sure Mr. Hill's on statins, but, you know. But I think it was stating. Okay, that's the only thing there. So we just got a couple. Does anybody have any issues with anything else?
Other than those changes, I make a motion we approve the minutes as.
Okay, Mr. Basinger?
I'll second.
Approve, yeah.
I'll be quiet after this. I did two things I shouldn't have done.
Okay, do we have a second then?
I
Tommy?
did.
Okay,
Mr. Teal.
okay, all in favor?
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Okay. And the corrections, I'm gonna write, do you write the corrections down? Okay, good deal, great. Okay, so we have the swearing in of attendees. Brian, I didn't get a text back, so Brian's gonna be here, so I guess I get to swear you in. Do you have a Bible? We don't need a Bible for, okay, it's just, okay. If anybody is going to speak today, go ahead and, you could raise your hand, you can stay seated. Promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I do? Okay, I guess that, is that good enough? I guess, I can't remember if I've done that before, but, all right, so, okay, so great, so, all right. First of all, hey, we need to do the reorganization. And let's get that out of the way first before we go into the actual meetings, the presentation. So we want to know, who would like to be chairman for this year?
I nominate Mayor Reeser.
That's just what I was gonna say, I think the same one.
All right, I'll take it if anybody else wants it, so. Denny, you want it?
No.
And Wagner, conveniently, is not here, is he? So- Okay, okay, so do we have who made the nomination?
Al did.
Al, and then Bobby second?
I'll second.
Okay. Okay. All right, roll call, please.
This will be a motion to close nominations and also a motion
Oh,
to.
let's do all the nominations.
elect. Okay.
Let's go ahead and let's just do the whole board that way. Why don't we just?
Okay.
Okay.
So you just need.
Chairman pro tem.
Yep.
I'm not sure who was the pro tem.
I'll nominate Al.
How you want to do that? You good
Sure,
with that?
I'll
Okay.
try it. I'll try it.
I'll second that. Okay. Chairman nominates chair. So we're going to so I need a motion to close the nominations. Unless
Make a motion
Denny,
that
you
we-
want to, unless you want
I will
to.
make a motion to close the nominations
Okay.
and have the chairman recognize Mayor Reeser as chairman next year and Al Basinger as president pro tem next year. Chairman pro
This year,
tem.
this year for 22. Good.
Yes.
Okay, great.
For 22.
All right, so we have a motion, two motions on the floor. All right, any discussion or comments about those before we vote on them? All right, so let's go ahead and take care of the roll call. Landon?
Mayor Reeser,
Yes?
Mr. Basinger,
Yes.
Mr. Tyner,
Yes.
Mr. Thiel.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. There you go.
The only problem I have with that
Yes.
is with the motions the way they were, because you're voting for yourself, and then
Yeah.
the second motion, Al's voting for himself, so we might want to be two separate
Are we allowed
motions.
to vote for ourselves? We have no law director.
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Crossing Ts and dotting
Yeah,
Is.
yeah, you just gotta think about everything. Yeah, so, All right, well, I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's just go ahead and do it, and then we'll get a legal opinion from Mr. Gerner if he shows up to the meeting, and then if he's, matter of fact, do you want to text him? See if he can call us? Maybe we can get this taken care of. He might still be in court. He's in court today. We can do that before the end of the meeting, so. All right, so subject number 1, Red Oak Court. We have 2 items to come before the commission today. We've talked about this one before.
Yes, we did.
Yes,
We did.
yeah, as soon as you're ready, you want to, if you guys want to turn around and look at,
So previously we discussed the lot at Red Oak Court, the southern portion of that lot. It was originally approved as a part of the condominium development, to where they have 3 or 4 now, additional couple spots for some more. But this new lot would be created out of the southernmost portion of that lot. The reason it's in front of this board is, like I said, it had that previous plat approval, and no changes, erasures, modifications, or revisions can be made to any plat of a subdivision unless it's been given the approval of this board. They came with some proposals. Those proposals were sent to the BZA because they needed some variances. They did not meet the requirements of the development standards. They went to the BZA, tossed it around, came back with some additional modifications. Were able to get the variances that they needed, and this is the configuration that they came up with. I don't know if Isaac wants to speak on that at all, but you see what it'll be there. With that approval, I think this board shouldn't have any apprehension about approving it, and that process will then move forward to the zoning reclassification process. The reason this had to be done first was because this east-west line on the northernmost boundary of the flag lot there is what now will be used for this zoning reclassification process. We had to have a property boundary line by which we could draw the boundary between what will be the apartment residential zoning district and what will be the residential estate district. Again, the reason they're pursuing that change is the residential estate district would allow them to put single-family homes on those lots, whereas the apartment residential designation does not allow for single-family homes. So it'll be back in front of you guys with a zoning reclassification request. I would assume probably in pretty short order, but for the purposes of this meeting, it's just to approve that revision of that plat and let them.
okay, so it goes planning commission, then back to council plating,
Correct.
and then back to us?
This process will go planning commission, plating committee, public hearing, plating committee, full council.
Full council, but not back to us though?
Nope.
Okay, gotcha. I thought I misunderstood.
It'll originate here once
Okay.
they turn in that application for the reclassification, but you
Okay.
guys are just kind of like the gatekeepers on those types of things.
Like usual. Yeah, good deal. Okay. Any questions? What do you think?
Personally, I like this layout a little better.
Yeah.
I move to accept the new plat as it was presented.
Is there any other, I should ask, any other witnesses want to make any statements? Okay. Okay, then we have a motion on the floor to accept.
I'll second.
Was that Bobby? Okay. All right. Any further discussion? If not, Mr. Hill, roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Mr. Tyner,
Yes.
Mr. Peel,
Yes.
Mr. Basinger.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Motion carried. So we'll send it on over, we'll get a letter out to council and.
Well, this is just for the lot split portion of
Okay.
it, so they'll have to submit a new application for the reclassification.
Oh, okay.
And then that'll come back before this board. So,
You-
Isaac, I suspect you're still probably gonna be taking care of it. I can get you an application and. Thank you. Yep.
Okay.
Not a problem.
It's taken care of. All right. That's good. We have another subject, the minor subdivision where the former Kersley School was. This is the first time this has come before the planning
Yes.
commission, right? Yeah. So y'all familiar where that is?
Yes.
Up by, butts up to Holy Trinity Cemetery and,
Mhm.
so, okay, no school there, okay. Want to speak about that?
Yes, fine.
Do either of you here to speak about that?
I'm here if there's any questions regarding it.
Okay, good, yeah. We'll have some questions and we have time for that, answers.
One thing I like about it, they're generous lots.
Oh, they are, aren't
They're
they?
the biggest lots probably within a 4-block area.
Yep, they're good
And
sized.
that would perhaps bring 5 families to Bucyrus.
Yeah,
It might be working families, could be retired, but I think it's
yeah.
a proper thing to do and can be a win-win situation.
Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of real estate for
We're-
sale.
In town, we're
Yeah.
limited.
So you can see there the proposed subdivision, and this falls under, our ordinance has a special designation for minor subdivisions. And provided you meet all of the conditions of a minor subdivision, this board just approves it. Those conditions are that the proposed subdivision is located along an existing public road and involves no opening, widening, or extension of any street. No more than 5 lots are involved after the original parcel has been completely subdivided. The proposed subdivision is not contrary to the applicable zoning standards, and the property has been surveyed and a sketch and legal description of the property have been submitted. So all of those things have been met. Jump Street, obviously it exists. 5 lots were created out of the singular lot that the school used to stand on. The subdivision meets the requirements for the R2 zoning district in which it is located. Those include lot width, lot size. The minimum lot width is 70 feet for a detached single dwelling, which they have 103. The minimum square footage is 9,000 square feet for a detached single-family dwelling, which they have upwards of 35,000. So there's no real concerns there. There is a minimum building area when they do go to set the houses. It will have to be a minimum of 1,500 square feet, not the size of the R1 that we ran into there, but 1,500 square foot for a single story, or 1.5 to 2 story is 1,900 square feet. With the size of the lots, there shouldn't be any real concern with placement or setbacks. They've got plenty of room. But in the R2, the front and rear yard setbacks are 25 feet, and the side yard setbacks are 8 feet. So, but like Al said, with a generous lot size like that, there's not really many concerns as it would relate to placement of the
One
structures.
thing I went, when did they ask Landon, is there any restrictions as far as each property having their own lane off of
Yes.
Jump Street? Is that a problem or not?
No, it shouldn't be, but
Okay.
yeah, each one would have their own drive
That was a question
access.
I
Yep,
assumed.
Yeah.
they would put in a drive approach. They would each have their own
Okay.
separate, yep.
Cut in the curb,
Mhm.
so,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Yeah, there was a proposal about 10 years ago when Browsey developed that land.
Yeah.
It was much denser
I think it was like 18 or something in that one,
Yeah.
Denny.
Yeah, I know. It was really small lots and really densely populated. I like this.
Yeah, I like this too. And I think it'll be very good for the community and, yeah.
Thank
One of
you.
the issues we have is we need lots,
Is that one of your
and we
next
need more
questions?
houses, and we need those for you taxpayers and utility customers and workers, all those things, to help.
But yeah, with those provisions being met, the code dictates that we approve it. It's, more so a formality than anything else once all those things have been met, so.
What were did you have questions about it?
I don't have questions. I'm
Yeah.
the site coordinator for Clayton Homes, CMH Homes,
Okay,
who owns the
okay.
property. So I've worked closely with Landon to minimize issues
Sure.
with the project.
Good
And
deal.
we're excited about the size of the lots, because we like
Yeah.
larger lots too, families.
So you mentioned Clayton Homes. Are these manufactured homes then, or?
They'll either be manufactured or modular, they'll go on the lots.
What, are there plans to sell the lots first, or are they gonna put specs in, or
I
they?
mean, we probably won't run specs, we'll sell them as sold units to homes, to families.
Good deal, good deal. Jim?
No, I'm good, I'm just listening.
Isaac, okay, Isaac, got any, nothing? Okay. All
Oh,
right.
well, if, I will ask one thing, what about the sewage on that? Because I remember there was something that was brought up when that gentleman wanted to build apartment complexes or something in there, they said there wasn't enough sewage, or the line wasn't big enough. I'm not saying there is or there ain't, but I remember there was.
Yeah, I mean, we contacted our engineer and he looked at it and didn't feel there was any issue with the addition of 5 homes to that sewer main. I can't remember the size off my top of my head or what he said it had capacity for, but yeah.
Well, I'm just wondering, because I know that they weren't gonna let that apartment complex go in there because
Mm-hmm.
the sewage wasn't big enough. I was just wondering if that bypasses all that now, just going down to 5 homes.
That was the opinion of our engineer.
Oh, okay, just curious.
And I think at that time it was more of a concern with the stormwater than it was with,
Yeah, you might be right.
Sanitary.
I'm sorry.
I don't exactly remember. I remember the discussion. I was involved with that at the time.
And if that stands to be an issue for you guys, there are catch basins and a storm sewer on Jump Street. The street superintendent is always willing to entertain options of tiling in, you know, in between the properties or whatever it is, because that lot does tend to stand kind of wet, I think.
Okay.
So if that does come to be an issue for you guys, there could be, you know, you could do some perforated tiling and tie into our storm system potentially. He looks at them on a case-by-case basis, but
Okay. It's nice to know we have that option, thank you.
Any other comments or questions? All right, so we need to make a motion to accept the request, I guess, is how we would, yeah. For the 630 Jump Street minor subdivision approval. Somebody want to make that motion?
Tyner makes the motion to accept.
Do we have a second?
Basinger, will second.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Do we have any more comments and more further discussion? If not, let's, oh, here it is, roll call. I was gonna say that didn't require roll call, but I thought it should. There it is. Okay.
Mr. Tyner,
Yes.
Mr. Basinger,
Yes,
Mr. Thiel.
Yes.
All right, motion carried. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. And then, what's the next procedure? Get them a.
They're okay. They just need to go through the procedure with the county, filing the plat and finalizing that portion of it. And then, like I said, Isaac will just need to follow up with an application.
and I
for
think it's been
rezoning.
surveyed already, hasn't
Well,
it?
the survey work's all completed, the
Yeah.
tax maps approved it, so.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Anything else before we adjourn?
Yes, I have something that's not on the agenda,
Okay.
but I understand this is Mr. Landon Hill's last meeting as zoning administrator before this committee, and I'd like to make a motion commending him for his service to the city with this committee. I think he's done an outstanding job.
I'll second that. Get up, stand up, take a bow.
No speech.
Take a bow, come on. Wave to the camera over there.
Mr. Teal seconded, Mr. Teal seconded.
No, that's right, we need a second.
He had a second.
And we probably should get a third on this one,
A
too.
third.
Okay.
Basinger says.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I appreciate that, Jim.
Aye.
You've done a great job.
It was a pleasure.
And then we need to, should we introduce our newest zoning director? He's here.
Pay no attention to the man behind you.
The great and powerful Hill has spoken. Hey.
Got some big shoes to fill.
Aye, big shoes.
He filled mine,
That's
and
right.
now I get
Yeah.
to reciprocate.
That's right.
That's right.
So,
Good job,
John-
Landon.
So wave,
appreciate that,
John,
sir.
wave to the camera.
Hello, everyone.
John Rostash, everybody.
All right.
So, a familiar face to the city of Bucyrus. So welcome back, John. Landon, the good news is that we're actually losing Landon.
I'll be around.
He will be around, and he will be still working for the city.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Which we are very glad
Good
of
deal.
that. So, they still owe him a steak dinner. He's not
That's
going
true.
anywhere.
Someday I'm gonna cash in on that.
You are. Yeah, I didn't forget about it. All right, so then if there's nothing else, that was very nice, Denny. If there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Okay,
Second?
all right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Did you say
Aye,
no?
aye.
Thought I heard
No, I
you say
said
no.
yes.
That's because you're gonna miss us, right? Okay, we're done at 4:25. All right, thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Landon.